Alright, hey you guys, I'm here with another video for you. This will be about piercings, all about piercings and the things that I have done and some tips for you guys. So let's get started. I might even have a story for you guys too. Alright, side note you guys, this video has actually been requested by a fellow commenter down below. I'm so happy. I've never gotten a request before, so if you guys want to see anything, you could just request it and I'll happily do it for you guys. So jumping into it, I have my nose pierced. Yes, look at it. Let's get a close-up, shall we? My nose is so dry, guys, so like it's crusty and ugly, and so is my face, so deal. But yeah, that's my nose piercing. Got it about I can't remember, but I know it was a while back. Maybe I've had it for 2-3 years now, so it's been a while since I've had it. I have my ears pierced. They're stretched ears. They are 0.0 size. Yeah, and then I think that's it. That's all I had. I always wanted to get my eyebrow piercing, but that's a different story for a different day. So yeah, it's not like I have a lot of piercings, but I've been through some. Like, I've had things re-pierced and I have stories to tell, so maybe you guys can take something away from it. So let's jump into the first story, shall we? I have strict as parents, so when I first brought up the idea of getting a nose piercing, they were straight up flat no. So I waited till I was 18 to get my nose pierced. I was gonna be like, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna come home with my nose pierced. I don't care what they say, it's gonna happen. So I went during this time where I lived near Pasadena in Los Angeles, and then they have this free music concert every year, and I was feeling so crazy that day. Woo, like I don't know why. I was feeling just so rebellious. And I was like, I'm gonna get it done today. And while the concert was going, they have this piercing tattoo shop there. And I went in and I was like, I need to get my nose pierced. And they were like, okay, this ranges, I don't know about, well actually I don't know about everywhere else or anywhere else, just there. This cost $35. I think it was, I forgot how they vary the charging, like together combined it was $35, but I think it was like they charged something for the jewelry and the other half was for like the actual piercing. So it wasn't too much. It was just $35, or was it 45? Somewhere the range was around there. It wasn't too bad for me. So I was like, yeah, let's do this. So when I first got this done, this was actually a little stud, and I went in and they pierced it, and the pain was very manageable. It just felt like something got pricked, and it felt cool because something like I heard something like pop through when it went through. It was so cool. I thought it was the coolest thing. But my eyes did tear up, but it wasn't like bad. It's just like when you get your eyebrows done, I guess, and you feel like a tear coming down. It's just something that activates your water tear gland. I don't know what they're called. And yeah, I cried, shed a tear, but it wasn't bad. So I got it done, and yeah, they sent me home with some instructions on healing, which I will go into later at the end of this video, towards the end. And they sent me home, and yeah, a couple days passed, and I realized that the stud, it was a stud then, was starting to like sink in. I don't know, I might find some pictures online of maybe people who this happened to also, but it started to sink into my skin, guys. So I started to get worried. This happened like 2 days or a day after I got it pierced, so I noticed it, and I contacted my piercer, and you guys should do that if you have any questions. You should always contact your piercer if they have, like, she gave me her email and stuff, but she took so long to get back to me because she was out of like the city. I think she was in Seattle by this point. It was so crazy, like, and I couldn't get into contact with her. So I was like, I'm going to take this out because clearly my body is probably rejecting it, and that's not good. And I looked up online that if it starts to sink, well, it's gonna start morphing over, and I started to like see it, like skin was actually starting to grow over it, and it was gonna probably create some weird like lump or like weird thing in my nose. So I was like, I'm taking it out, I don't care. So I took it out, and finally my piercer got back to me, and she said it was probably because of either, yeah, A, it was just rejecting it, or B, my nose was just too thick, or like the skin, I don't know, and the jewelry was too small. I don't know. So yeah, that happened. I had to get it re-pierced. So I re-pierced it, and I already had like scar tissue, so I went a second time around and I was like, I want my nose ring so badly. I only started off with a stud because someone told me, and this is a complete lie, that if you want a nose ring you have to start off with a stud and then move your way to a nose ring. But that's not true. The piercer told me then and there, like, it's okay if you want one, like you can get it. It'll just have a ball, which is this nose ring. It'll have a ball, and that will like help. I don't know why, just you have to start off with this one instead of a all around just hoop, normal regular hoop. So I was like, I'm fine with that. And he pierced my nose again. This time around though, it hurt bad, and it was because it was going through scar tissue, which is much more thick and like dense, so it hurt more than the last time, but it wasn't like, it was unmanageable kind of pain. So it was quick and it was easy, and yeah. So this time around I grew like a couple weeks into it. I think I started to grow like a week into it or two. I grew like this like ball, and those are very common. I think I've seen a lot of these pictures there's a lot of pictures of these online. So it was just a regular little ball, and I just don't really know where that comes from. I think it might be it's infected or something. So I just went through my regular routine of cleaning it, and eventually it went away. And then I went up to a concert I went to, what was it, Napa Valley, Bottle Rock. I went to Bottle Rock Festival in Napa Valley, and I went, and through all the dirt and everything, I guess, and my allergies, it got really, really bad. Like, I guess I would F with it so much that it started to get really red and irritating, because there's so much grass and pollen up there that my allergies started acting up and clash with the whole nose ring thing, and it just got really bad. But I this time I was really like defiant, and I was like, I'm not taking this out which is bad, don't do that. And over time it just healed up, and it just never went back to being like bad. So there it is, you guys, there's my nose ring piercing thing. So now I'm moving into my tips. My first tip is actually to research your piercer no matter what. It's almost like getting a tattoo, kind of knowing the experience that they have. You don't exactly have to go into a professional shop. You can go somewhere that's not professional, so long as you know that the piercing is legit, like the piercer is legit. I've gone into shops with friends who have totally been botched, like, not like, it just didn't, they did a crap job, and vice versa. I know of people who have gone to like not legit, like friends or stuff that say they can do it, and they've gotten like badly pierced also. But there's also vice versa, where it can be great on both sides, both ends. So know your piercer. That's my number one tip. Number two is following the instructions that they give you. If they don't give you instructions, I'll get into that next tip, but follow the instructions that they give you. And most of all is, I feel like the number one instruction that they give you is to not touch your piercing. Don't fuck with it, don't do anything to it, just let it heal on its own, because your body will probably do the rest. Tip number three would be to if they don't give you instructions on how to like clean it, that's weird, that's off, that's a warning sign. But you can clean your piercing ear. You can clear your piercing with just boil some water, add some sea salt. Do not add regular salt. It has to be sea salt, and like just place it on your pierced area, and that should help clean it out. There's also products that you can buy. I did not go that route because I always like inexpensive things, free things, and I just didn't think that I needed it, which I didn't in the end. So you can do that too. You can go that route. I don't know I don't know any of these products. I never use them, so you guys should look them up if you want. And finally, my last tip is, if your body starts to reject your piercing, then you should take it out and just don't try and leave it in. Like, your body's clearly not like sinking in with it, so why torture yourself? Just, you might even like end up regretting it. So just take it out and you can just re-pierce it later. Like, there's no rush really. Quick little horror story. My friend got like those subdermal piercings on his middle finger. It was one of those like just jewelries that come out, and it started to get his body was clearly rejecting it, but he just wanted so badly not to like take it out, because I have no clue why, but finally just got really infected and red and gross. Like, he had to take it out at this point. It was so bad. So yeah, he never pierced it again though. So we have reached the end of this video, you guys. If you found it helpful in any kind of way, I guess, give it a like. If you want any questions, leave them down below, comments, all that jazz. So yeah, we've reached the end of the video, so I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye. I don't know why I sound so sad leaving you guys, because I love you so much. I'm gonna go cry.